Hello, everybody, and welcome back to First Four or More.
Okay.
Whichever.
Is the arm thing how we're going to acknowledge that we're good on camera? Is this
yes.
like we are good
for
guys?
those of you who wonder, sometimes we do bicker off camera.
Sometimes.
But we're buddies.
We're buddies.
And I just want you all to know that I don't hate it when he talks. Even if sometimes I might. Depending on the moment. First Four or More, the show where we talk about TV and stuff and not music.
Well, TV shows,
and
Orville,
and
the
shit.
Orville.
And we're way past or more because we're at episode 9, as you can fucking see.
I'm watching episode 10 tonight, guys. It's going to be epic.
My name's HSR.
My name's Chris Chrome.
What's up, it's Syd.
I don't hate Chris Chrome.
I don't hate HSR.
That's because of a specific comment we got today that we all thought was really fun.
I didn't get a chance to say who I don't hate.
Oh, who do you not
I hate everybody.
Well, I hate
I'm just
you.
kidding. I love you all.
Okay, so this is my efforts to be nicer in response to your comment interactions, but I'm so bad at it. So bear
Well,
with me.
actually, we also did make a comment response video, so y'all can go check that out as well.
Because we hit 1 year, and this is going to be the first video we uploaded in the new year, right before Eminem, which will be the second, our new year.
Our new year. I'm like,
fuck the real new year.
Like there's
Still got,
Jesus'
like, a
New
month
Year,
left,
there's
me.
the Jewish New
Yeah.
Year, there's the Chinese
So
New
the
Year.
behind
now
that
there's our
suit New Year is every November 14th.
Yeah.
Shit changes. And
We're going to celebrate it. Next year there's going to be a lot of shit going on.
yeah,
Nice.
because we'll actually maybe look a little cooler than we do today. Because today we're good, but we gonna grow, and that's what's happening. So y'all came to actually hear about the Orville and probably don't give a shit about that, whatnot. So we're gonna spoil a lot of stuff,
Hashtag spoilers.
which is what we're gonna do. But we're gonna go through the plot because we take notes. See, look, there's notes taken. It failed because my screen's bright.
Mine too.
I have an OLED screen because they're beautiful and they feel nice under your finger.
Not only that, but I wanted to ask if you guys can send us some tweets if ever you do watch it a week, because we're starting to be like a week behind. As we're recording today is episode 9,
Please
but
don't
episode
spoil anything for
10
me.
is coming out. Yes, don't spoil anything.
Feel free to tweet me, and if you do tweet me and spoil, it's better than not tweeting me.
Do we have a Twitter?
Tweet us.
Yeah, there's app behind that
individually.
suit.
Oh, we have a Twitter.
It's sitting there. I
yeah.
post to it. And,
Fuck yeah.
But like, I
It's
don't.
kind of sad that me and Syd kind of didn't know that.
You don't understand.
just
I found
like-
out today. Okay, so I write for a site called Bucket List Music Reviews. I found out today that we have a Twitter.
Yeah, we're bad
So
at this.
I just found out that
2018,
everything
the
I
year
do
we
has a
take
Twitter.
this
So, yo,
seriously.
reach.
But
We got
no,
twits.
seriously, if you guys can, tweet us what you think of the episodes, and we'll start reading the tweets as of the beginning of the next Orville shows.
I will.
I'll do it.
I
I'll
just
do it.
found out.
So
Yo,
tweet Chris Chrome.
find
It's a
that.
good idea. We're gonna
Tweet
do
at
that.
Chris Chrome 93.
How about tweet at behind that suit and holla at us all? No, and him. You could even put both those
there
in
we
the
go.
same
Tweet us
tweet.
both. We'll be doing
You
that.
can even start like a 9-tweet thread with like the 1/9 and really lay in. Like, I want to hear what you have to say. And if you don't want to put it on Twitter, the comments below is an amazing fucking place. We did that on the next show. Just saying.
I think we have a Facebook too.
We also have a Facebook now,
Hit that up.
and it's all in the below. Basically, it's all behind that suit.
Yeah.
And
So
we're
comments
planning
on
out
that,
a proper
on
website.
this,
So we're gonna have a
on
website
the
soon.
Twit thing, and the website soon. Not yet.
And we'll be on iTunes and stuff. Anyway, so let's talk about the
Shit.
Orville. The episode happens to be called Cupid's Dagger, which, anyway. So we start off with some
Really?
karaoke. And Kelly is singing some Journey because Anywhere You Want It is exactly what you need to
I
be
love,
hearing.
I love how in the future Journey is still
That
the karaoke
is my
standard.
comment.
Yeah.
Every single like futuristic movie always has a song around around that era.
No, but it's almost
It's
always...
Journey.
It's
It's
yeah.
gotta be Journey.
and
I
it's-
didn't want to say always Journey because I could have
No,
been
because
wrong.
there's
but
that
it's,
like
it's
Europe song
generally-
that'll throw in the
It's
occasional...
the final countdown.
So like, there's the occasional dude that sneaks in, but it's basically all Journey. Anyway, so it's Kelly, and everyone's vibing. Like, you see everyone in the room is having a good time. Malloy's like
into it.
super into it.
Mercer,
Not bad.
we cut over to Mercer's face, and right
I
away
missed
he's
that.
already smiling and
He's
he's
got a little
enjoying
smile.
Kelly's
He's like-
beautiful voice as he used to remember it when
Okay.
they were having a great
And
old
then-
time.
And then one of the most amazing things almost happened.
almost.
Wait.
Almost.
Let's just do it, Chris.
No, wait. Where are you? Because I'm about to point something before you do that.
How about I'm going to talk about the thing.
Okay, no, wait. Before the thing.
There's a thing before the thing.
I
Say it, dude.
love how Bortus doesn't have a smiling face. As you see Mercer smiling in the background, you get a slight little visual of Bortus's the side of his face, and he's kind of just like,
Okay.
But like he's into
like,
it.
and then you get a quick little cut to his face where he's just but he seems he seems like he's enjoying Kelly. He seems like he's enjoying the music, but he doesn't have this sense of happiness.
And that's was
something I want to...
Great to build up to the fact that the guy comes up and goes up and introduces Bortis as the next person, and everyone's like, wait, you were fucking serious? And then he's like...
Lamar's like, wait, you
actually
can actually sing?
Yes.
Then he gets up and he's like, and I want to sing this song that like Malloy taught me. And everyone's just kind of like there.
And then Celine Dion comes on. And what is that song's
My
name?
Heart Will Go On.
There we go.
And you're just like, everyone in the room is like, this is everything I've ever wanted
everyone
to see.
starts
He's just standing there
clapping.
just like...
And he's just like, quiet, all of you.
Which, that's where I wanted to take a little break on.
No,
because
you will be silent.
he doesn't understand happiness, which is why I brought up his face earlier. Because it's like, when, for us in present day, when you start clapping because somebody's on stage, it's like you're hyping them up, you're ready to go, you're trying to get down.
I think it's a matter of he's really nervous, and because when you are on stage and people start clapping right before you go on, it's a bit distracting.
I get it. I mean,
I'm just gonna say,
we performed. I do understand.
It's a nervous tick.
I do get that, but I still think that there's also a little difference between, like, you know how you get when people are very quiet.
I'm just gonna say, Bortis feels happiness. You remember that scene when they was looking down at their kid, pure happiness. In like,
did he smile? I don't think he smiled though.
No. In the first, like when the kid,
no,
he doesn't smile. He doesn't smile. He's Bortis.
Fair.
Anyway, so then he's about to sing, and Deke gotta come to the bridge now.
Hold on, before the Deke, he actually is ready to
He
like.
goes,
and then it just ends, and you can see
upset.
his face. You can see his face that like it's shattered. Like he was really ready to go.
On top of that, in our little private Facebook chat, I had spoiled that Bortis sings, but I didn't like actually mention that he doesn't.
I was so upset. I was so upset.
So they were going into this expecting Bortis to sing. Because I came in like, I hadn't actually seen that. So when it started was, I saw Bortis go up and I heard Celine Dion and I was freaking the fuck out, but I hadn't gotten to the part where like it cut off yet. And then I took a screenshot and everything, paused it, blah, 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 posted. Chris is like, don't spoil. And then I watched it get like not fucked up. And then I was like, well, he told me not to spoil. I'm going to leave them with that.
I couldn't believe that he didn't sing. Yo, I think we should start a petition.
All right, let's do it.
Like, legit.
Change.org.
Fucking change.org.
All right.
Like, at Seth MacFarlane.
What?
Yo, why
What is
didn't
it?
he sing?
Change.org.
Change.org. Hashtag
Yeah.
change.org on Twitter. We should get some retweets.
Change.org
I would
is a
say
website.
instead of that, if somebody was really serious about it, please make it and put our names in it. It would love it. Behind
Yo, I'll
that
fucking
suit
make it.
said we should do this, and then we can go viral and get those retweets Chris wants.
There we go.
Please,
Now, back
do
to
it.
the Orville. So we
Yeah, go
cut
ahead.
over. Bortis is about to sing. He gets all prepped up. The thing
And then,
cuts.
All
anyway,
dreams
They're
are shattered.
they're called
so
in.
then they called in, and we find out that there's a particular debate over the ownership of this planet between two alien races.
Wait.
The
Before all
Israelis
that,
and the Palestinians.
while
we're
before
past
Bortis sings, he gets cut. Like we were saying, there's a message for Mercer and Kelly to
You're right. Say it.
be sent to the
Oh, did you totally miss that?
be sent
No, I
for
remember
like
it. I didn't write it down.
for a private meeting. He goes, send it to the message room, boardroom. They go to the boardroom, and then they turn around. And he goes, the guy on the big screen, what is he, like the captain or whatever? Like you think the leader of like the fleet or something? He goes, sorry, hope not to interrupt you in anything. Kelly turns around and goes, oh no, you had actual perfect timing. Which I want to comment. That's not fair. That's not fair to not even to see Bortis sing, but I think that's a lot of mentalities that a lot of people nowadays have, where you have a prejudged stigma or a prejudged stereotype of somebody from their demeanor, the way he acts, the way he presents himself, that
But-
you can't think that he can actually sing,
which
which you're
also-
already going to stereotype him to not being able to sing, and you're not even interested in that. You're supposed to be searching planets for new discoveries, and you don't want to hear Bortis sing? Fuck you, Kelly. I've been holding that in all day. Seth MacFarlane,
Hashtag
get your
Chris is
ex-wife under
triggered.
control.
That was the most amazing thing that's happened ever on this channel. I'm gonna just go anyway.
So
So
triggered.
so they find out. I mean, look, to respond. Yeah, good point.
I also want to say, like, even if you don't think he can sing, why wouldn't you want to hear him do it? Like, he's fucking
on
Bortis.
top of
Like, I'm
that-
speople here like, yes, this is
Well,
all I've ever wanted
know what
in
it
my
People
life.
all have this strange, unrealistically accurate perception of our time period. So they would also then understand how ridiculous Bortis singing this would be too, and thus the real the moment just seems so Like, I get your point. Kelly should want to see it like the rest of us do.
But it's not about that. It's literally about the mentality.
You're right.
Like, it's just
we agreed. You're right.
Okay, go
Not
on.
that I don't want to hear it, folks.
go.
There's a lot of episode left. I don't hate Chris. Hashtag I don't hate Chris. I'm sorry. It'll be gone by next podcast. I promise.
Who's gonna be gone?
No, my
hashtag?
Yeah. Hashtag Chris kills hashtags. They find out that there's like a debate going on over the ownership of a planet between two particular alien races that stereotypically, and it's a very big stereotype, have beef over blah 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 from way back in the day, and they both want to take claim to the
Blah
planet.
blah blah is the planet.
No, but they both want to. They hate each other for.
They hate each other because they both think that they're the first people to run the planet, and none of them want to accept that they both were there first.
Yes. So blah blah
So
blah.
blah 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 is the planet.
Yes. You're right. Blah, blah, blah. The Union will provide archaeologists to evaluate this fucking artifact that they found on the planet that has DNA on it. And based on the DNA, ownership is determined, and both of these parties have happened to agree to that shit. And then the Orville is going to host the negotiations and arbitrate between everybody and make sure that shit's proper and try to a little bit squeeze in some peace treaty talks, a little bit of see what we can do to coexist for a quick minute.
I greatly apologize. I know he likes to just go through it and not leave out a lot of stuff.
I'm not trying to leave out a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get you to understand what not to spoil in the future, because we've had some experiences where you have spoiled entire fucking episode beginnings.
That's true.
Therefore, we have
First of
established
all-
this is a good way to run through it. So, yes, you are now going to fill in the blanks. Thank you, Christopher. You have broken... That's the format, motherfuckers. And then Syd chimes in.
So first of
Hashtag
all, the
Sid
two
chimes in.
groups. The two groups are called the Navarian and the Bruidian.
I totally didn't write their names.
So those are
The
the two
Israelis
groups.
and the Palestinians.
Or any other fucking
Oh,
group.
that's
at this
okay.
point.
So where is this? Where is this located? Because I wrote like South Korea and
No.
North Korea,
Yeah,
and I'm
if
probably
So, as
I'm
I
probably
just said,
wrong, but
no,
like
I think it's meant to parallel every fucking dispute on Earth right now that looks like this. I
Okay,
don't think
good.
it's specifically about that. I think it's about the complexity behind
There's
how these things are
one.
handled. And then,
There's one.
listen, it's not.
There's one.
which one, Sid?
He,
Say it.
It's
Just
Israel,
say it.
Palestine. I
I'm
don't know.
saying it. I said it again.
I'm just trying
I
to.
don't want this video to get flagged.
Yeah.
Hashtag
know
peace
lots.
for everyone.
Anyway, so on that note.
On to the U.S. Olympia.
It's very Star Trek to approach that. In my opinion, Deep Space Nine is literally just the Israeli-Palestine conflict. I'd say it's not 7 seasons of that being debated. So yeah. Anyway.
You heard it here first, probably. I don't know.
No, you probably didn't hear it here first. You
Has
probably
anyone said that already?
Definitely.
All right.
I've had that conversation. many
Moving
times.
on.
So
Chris
comedy.
is like, I'm bored now. Let's go back to the show. So the goal is to find some peace. Then they're on the bridge discussing the accommodations. They're gonna put them on different sides of the ship. They head on over
C-wing,
to the
G-wing.
planet. Anyway, then they get to the planet and see it, and then they find that the archaeologist is arriving, but they don't know who it is. So Mercer and Kelly go down to the storage room, and then after they leave, because Chris is gonna give me shit for details, Kelly then receives a message after they've left that's basically saying who it is.
Not Kelly.
No, sorry, Lara, you're right. Fuck, Holden, I
Right.
look stupid. And then yes, I'm also lame to those who've called me that. And then she like looks at the pad, Alara, and then goes, oh my God, freaks out and tries to stop it and runs off. And then you see her running and running and running and running. She gets down to the docking ramp. She's like, stop the thing. Don't let him dock. And it's docked. But then you look down and you see Mercer and Kelly are kind of walking into the room down there. And then out pops everybody's
blue
favorite
guy.
motherfucking blue guy,
The blue guy
Darulio.
that fucked Kelly and started the whole series.
Well, I don't have anything to correct. That's basically it. I just had to correct the name.
I knew he was coming back, though. Y'all were like, no, it's a
Well,
one-off
he
thing.
had
Like,
to
no,
come back.
He's coming back.
He had to come back. No, we
Jizz head
agreed.
is
We
coming
agreed.
back.
He is
Jizz head is
Jizz head.
back
Okay,
with a
so-
vengeance.
Anyway, they come out. Darulio comes out. There's a little bit of a pause. You get to the cutscene. You do the whole thematic Orville theme song. Blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah.
you're
Cool.
right. And then,
it cuts back
Darulio-
in, and when it cuts back into the show, you have Alara standing on this upper deck thing, looking down at the bridge thing, bottom bay area, and huh?
I see it.
It's
Took the notes.
Yeah, I got notes.
trying to steal my
And
spot, man.
she turns around and there's a nice guy
He's doing
just
well, though.
chilling there on
Very
this
well.
computer system, and Alara's like, oh no, it's Darulio, and the guy's like, you mean Darulio, like the dude who slept with Kelly? And she goes, wait, how do you know that? And he just turns around
Yes,
and he goes
I
like,
wrote that
He's like,
down.
You told me.
you told me. She goes, oh yeah, okay,
That's
well, yeah, that's the guy. That's
Yeah.
our
And it's like,
archaeologist.
you can kind of, I want to chime in here now. I'm going to pull the Syd rule. That's a good lesson to learn, because I learned the hard way that when you talk too much, you get in trouble. I mean, like, that kind of shit, man. It's basically the base premise of snitches get stitches and shit, because when you talk too much and you run your mouth, bad things will happen.
I mean, you go up against Alara and see who gets stitches.
But at the end of the day, what Alara realizes in that moment, and you kind of see it on her face for a quick second, is if he's willing to say that anyone can trace the story back to her, and then she's the snitch.
I'm glad that it's my role to explain the life lessons hidden inside television shows.
We share it all collectively. But it's a fun responsibility. In fact, those of you in the comments who have added to this, it has been real added value, and feel free to correct us as you see fit in the comments below, even if they're long. Let's do it, guys. I want to discuss with you. I'm in a really weird mood tonight. I'm apparently in a good mood, and anyway. Mercer... Okay.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Derulio is Rob Lowe. Okay. Keep
Yes.
going. Super happy about that. Rob Lowe is amazing. He
Yes.
basically plays the same part that he plays in Parks and Recreation. It's fucking awesome. Except he's blue.
And then they basically have this long, drawn-out conversation between Kelly, Mercer, and Derulio. It's super awkward. They're, like, standing around. Derulio's like, hey, guys, I mean...
I fucked her.
And it's kind of weird, but, you know, let's put the lives of all these people ahead of us. We can just work it out amongst ourselves, you know, everything's cool. And then Kelly's all in the, like, okay, and Mercer's like the pettiest fucking child, but he has to. He's like, fine, it's alright.
Because there's, like, no other archaeologists in the sector that are qualified to do this kind of work.
To be fair, Derulio establishes that if he had been aware he was coming to the Orville and it was this particular ship, he would have not done it, but he found out when it was too late, the same way that they found out when it was too late. So to Derulio's credit, it doesn't appear to be like a stage thing. It was just happenstance, threw them all together. And yeah, it adds to Mercer's pettiness. And it's just, he's so petty. It's so funny.
For now.
It's like
Hashtag spoilers.
It's interesting, right? Because I think it's worth noting. It's very much like when he's in episode 1 again, in the way that he behaves almost as ridiculous around her as he does back then. And it just shows how people, as much as you can grow and shit, relapses, people make mistakes.
There will be several callbacks to the first episode.
Yes, absolutely. And there's good ones coming. But what I mean is more just in terms of how people are. When you get triggered by certain things, you tend to fall into certain behaviors and patterns. And I just kind of like how they're demonstrating that in the middle of this episode. That was what I had to say about that. So then Mercer runs away and tries to close the elevator door on Kelly, like, before she gets there. She gets in and she's like, did you just try to close the door on me? But it won't close or anything. It's worth noting that. And then they start arguing and squabbling.
And then we get, like, the Family Guy-iest thing yet.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So
it's really funny, but it's
I wrote down stoner alien. I don't know what you guys called him, but he's a stoner alien. And... yeah, and he's just kind of like...
I just called him the freaking elevator guy.
Yeah, so Stoner Alien is just like, hey, guys.
He's like, oh, it's the captain, and
you know, he walks in and goes,
hold on.
Top brass.
Yeah. Hold on. No. Yes. Kelly and Mercer are arguing in the elevator.
Vividly arguing.
Like going
Heated.
at it.
Like
and
heavy
then,
ex-lovers.
They
like...
stop. And that's when he's like, whoa, brass entry, guys.
No. Top brass is a way you would call the commanders of your ship.
Oh, my bad.
So he's like, top brass. And then he pitches them this fucking lofty idea.
Hang on. Because first it's like a typical elevator moment where they're just kind of all three standing there awkwardly. Like he's in the middle and there's no music playing. And he's like, there should be music.
Wouldn't it be cool? And then he makes the request, and they're like, yeah, we'll take it into consideration. They don't give a fuck. Then he walks out.
Like, thanks, guys.
And they go like, he sounds like a stoner, I'm just saying.
And he serves no purpose.
Except for
levity. That's it.
And he's
But he comes back, don't worry.
And it's great levity is all I'm trying to say.
It's great
levity. Then the door closes on him, and they continue their argument. And then it's pretty much Mercer venting and Kelly being like, how you blaming me for this? It's not my fault. Blah, 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 blah. And then it's just, basically everything we said in episode 1. Oh, yeah, episode 1. If you're new here, click there. Start over. Well, finish this one first. Do this far in, but then start over. Whatever.
There.
Oh, my
anyway,
God.
We're really happy that you guys are enjoying this because it does seem like there's a group of you that are coming back and enjoying this. So thank you for that.
Guys.
I'll be nicer to Chris. I promise.
It was actually requested.
Hashtag be nicer to Chris. Retweet.
Yeah, sure. Chris kills hashtags. Cut to Derulio and Alara in the hallway. Alara's kind of like fishing around to get him to kind of like admit that he's cheated. Like, so have you known him for a while? Like, did you guys go to school? And he's like, and he knows what she's doing, and he's just kind of like dodging it. And then he like steps through Yaphet, who now I know his name. So he steps through Yaphet.
Norm Macdonald.
And then a piece gets like stuck to him. And he's like, hey, do you think you can get that back to me? And then he's just like awkwardly, he's like, just like put it anywhere, dude. You don't have to touch my G-spot. And like sticks it in, and you're just... What I love about this character before you chime in is how fucking ridiculous he is. Like, they're just going balls to the walls with how much they can weird this fucking character into shit.
But you're also missing the key part of the fact that he's carrying... when he's run over, he's carrying flowers and a guitar. I was so happy.
Yes.
See this little fucking blob of green who's basically Slimer from the Ghostbusters with Norm Macdonald's voice carrying a guitar and some flowers. Clearly going to see the doctor. Clearly.
Yeah. So we cut to the medical room where Bortus and Clayton are getting back their baby. And then Clayton's like, are you going to be working tonight? And then Bortus is like, you know I'm going to be working tonight. Why you got to be like that? And then Clayton's kind of like, yo, man, this is ridiculous. I'm going to have to go back home and be all by myself, all alone with my baby. Ridiculous. And you're going back to work. And
sassy black woman.
It's just
it wasn't intentional. I was just trying to like get into the story a bit, okay? Don't hate me, internet. And then Bortus is just like Clayton walks out with the kid. And this is fucking great, man. This is one of my favorite moments in the whole episode.
Bortus doesn't understand why it's so difficult
tripping.
to adapt to having a child and why his relationship is
why
not
do
the
people
same.
do this? We
Why
don't
do
have this.
people have
Clayton
children?
just sits there and eats this. We no longer engage in, like sex. I don't remember how he words
says
it.
relations.
Relations. And then he's like, why do people... And she's like, yeah,
Claire,
like what you're saying.
Claire is like, the first year's tough, but you'll get a handle on it. Yeah, everything's super easy, as we saw in the last episode.
She
Roma
got
had
it.
to tell her how to live her.
Yo, relax yourself. Claire is a boss-ass mom. That was very extraneous
I'm just
circumstances.
saying. Isaac was like,
mom.
you clearly
They were
don't
in
know what you're doing.
extraneous... Yeah, because Isaac's an idiot.
No, Isaac's really smart.
Yeah, but he's
That's
super
why he
logical.
called her out.
Yeah, he's like,
logical and smart
hit
are
your kids.
not necessarily.
Hashtag
he
hit your
literally
kids.
said kill them because they were fucking. Anyway. Yeah, Isaac.
don't hit your kids.
Don't kill your kids.
Don't hit kids.
Don't hit kids.
Don't flag us, YouTube ad robots.
Don't flag us, YouTube bad robots. Or hit your kids.
They keep flagging these Orville episodes. They're like letting gangster rap go through, and they keep flagging the fucking Orville. I don't get it. Like, I just wanted to throw that out there. YouTube doesn't like the Orville, or the ad robot doesn't like it.
Maybe we're more vulgar when we talk about the Orville.
I don't think that's it. You have no idea some of the vulgarity you'll cover. It's just, it's so freaking weird. Anyway, just side thoughts for you guys about YouTube ad robots. So then Yaphet walks in with a guitar and flowers and shit.
Oh my god.
And then he's like, I'm going in.
And I'm like, I didn't get to see Bortus sing.
What? You tell
but
this
at
part.
least I know you can tell it.
Okay, so he comes
I
in.
was just non sequituring.
And he fucking
This is bad.
he's about to sing and shit, and he's like, I want to go out with you. I just fucking like you. Blah blah blah. Fuck it. You know what? I love you. And then she's like, no, you can't keep doing this. Blah blah. I told you to stop. And then he does it. He just starts playing.
He's like, hang on. He's like, give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna change your mind. And then he starts playing like the worst thing you've ever heard. It's fucking incredible.
But it sounds like he wrote it for her or some shit.
Yeah.
But it also
it's the
sounds
equivalent of like, I love you. You are
Baby
meant
girl.
for me. And it's like, and she's just like, no, stop. And he just keeps going.
No, but she
Oh
got
my God.
serious.
And then she's
Yeah.
like, if you keep going at this shit, fuck no, get the hell out, and I will formally complain against your ass if you keep this shit running.
Yep.
I'm not trying to sound like a sassy black woman.
Well, she is, kind of,
She was.
in that moment.
Then, hold up. So then he looks away and he's all defeated. Fine. And he walks away and he just, and gets the fucking guitar and drags it. It was epic for the green guy, and I hope that's the last we see of him as a central point in another episode. He's good, but there's a lot of him in this one. He kept coming back.
Yeah.
Well, he had to.
I
Bring
get
him
it.
back.
I get it.
We need him.
And then one of the species has arrived.
Like,
Well,
we need the green guy.
no.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Claire
Kelly.
sniffs the flowers.
Okay, and then she basically says, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then Kelly walks into the lab with Derulio, He's examining shit, and he's describing that it could take some time, a couple of days, to figure out the DNA and whatnot from the artifact. It's the artifact. That's what I meant when I said shit. Okay, Chris? I was being more specific.
It's not for me, it's for them.
I know. I'm just acknowledging how I care about your opinion to these people because they think I hate you.
And then the guy's like...
Then Kelly is like... then Dorillio's like, what? Like, okay.
You didn't come all the way down
Yeah,
here
yeah,
just to
like-
ask about some shit.
Yeah, because like I regret what happened. It's not gonna happen. Blah blah blah. I'm reworking shit with Ed. She's like, oh, you're back together, and he's like, no. He was never
You're mixing
gonna.
up your pronouns right now.
I don't care. It's 2017. Never gonna be. Like, I think it's a fair thing to say. And then
Zero context.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And then he's.
Holden fucked up, but it's 2017. So
Listen.
LGBTQT.
So whatever.
What? Where?
I got a little
Same.
lost there.
Listen, Kelly walks into the room talking to Derulio. They're
Basically,
going
she-
yada yada yada. There's gonna take about 3 to 4 days. The
He's
artifact
like, you didn't
is
come
not
all the way
working.
down here just to ask about that.
Yeah, what's the real thing? You could always, message me. And
She's
she's
like,
like,
"I came
look,
here to
we're not
tell
going to be
you."
sleeping together. We're not fucking. We're not doing anything.
And
I'm
then-
super sorry.
He goes.
Oh, but your hair was in the way. I'm so
And
sorry.
he's all like flirty
And
and
then
creepy
suddenly
and shit.
she's like, let's go.
No, but it's a little more like they start. You look a little different. Have you been taking care of yourself?
Bro,
Yeah,
bro.
I've been doing this thingy and
know
that
what?
thingy
You know what?
and the next thingy and the whatever. And
If all it
increases my
takes is for me
sexual.
to move some girl's hair for her to...
I think you should stop.
Spoilers. He's spoiling. He's spoiling the things.
And
Oh
then,
my god.
And then basically he. Well, I just meant that was a bad direction to go.
I stopped.
And then. I'm just saying, establishing that we all
Okay,
understand.
this is awkward
for
getting
them.
cut. Let's go.
Okay.
I'm not cutting this. We're just rolling raw. If I have to keep
Rolling
all
raw,
my bad
man.
shit in, where you're just going with me.
Anyway, so then they're looking for Kelly because they have to start the peace talks. And Mercer's like, the fuck is Kelly? And everyone's like, well, Isaac's like, well, I can see her in the ship, but she's not answering the phone.
No, he says, oh, Kelly is in the quarters. She
But
seems to be...
Yeah,
she
like
seems
he
to
knows
appear in
where
the
she
quarters.
is on the, like, meta
She's,
screen.
no,
I don't
he
know whatever
says
he's
it. She
looking
seems
at.
to be in a quarters.
Yeah, because he's
And
looking
then
at
he
like a
goes.
map of the ship,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
like sees,
yeah,
he
yeah,
sees
yeah.
her, like he sees her, and he's like,
So
I don't know
he-
why she's not answering, but she's here.
Yeah, she seems to be in a quarters, which
Yeah.
is
And
a
then he-
room, and then
then he
Mercer
goes
runs
in.
over to the room,
And then it's the same scene from the
episode
first
1 plays
episode
back
where
again.
it's Jizzhead.
And I just want to say, okay, look, he runs up the freaking stairs. She's there. He opens the door. Oh no, not again! Like this can't be
And
happening.
the
Oh
look
my
on
God,
his
no.
face. Look, I gotta say something. Seth MacFarlane knows how to sell heartbreak with his face.
Yeah.
You watched it shatter again. Like you just watched it. You watched him relive a year's worth of like. You just watched the floodgates of emotion.
And just
And
not
then
to
he just ran
mention,
away.
he was just reminiscing about the year because he was smiling while Kelly was singing that beautiful song.
I don't. Okay.
Every
that was
night
a
in my
lot.
dreams, I see.
And then
you.
as he's
I feel
fuming
you.
in the hall, they kind of get back into the elevator, and he's
Wait,
yelling
before they're
about it.
fuming, the whole squirt out of your weird
Yes,
eye.
that happened. Sid said it. That was amazing. You know why it was amazing?
What?
Because
When it squirts out of his face,
Oh, yeah,
it weirds
Jizzhead.
the hell out of me.
it's amazing. You know why it's amazing? Because it makes you wonder how Yaphet actually fucks. You know,
You don't wonder anymore after this episode.
I know, but we are wondering at this point because that's what my thought were. I'm like, Jizzhead. It's just cool to think of. Anyway, I'm gonna stop myself in the same way. Anyway, it's a weird night.
Hashtag spoilers of Holden's weird night, not
Yeah.
of the episode.
Yeah, no, that's true. So then,
Anyway, so then Mercer goes out. They're arguing. There's a whole big fight.
And he's, like,
Mercer
yelling
starts
and stuff.
believing like,
What?
how does Kelly not understand that this is like a breach of privacy? Because Kelly brought up the fact that they're allowed to sleep with other people and see other people. But to Mercer, he's like, yes, but this is like complete breach of whatever we've agreed on because this is
basically
the
what he's
dude.
saying is, look, you're allowed to fuck who you want, but this is kind of exceeding common decency. Like, come on, this is the dude.
It's also like she's fucking this guy while she's literally supposed to be stopping two species from going to
Oh yeah, and they're
each
all
other.
working and everything
Like,
this
there's
episode.
that
Right,
kind of
I
thing
forgot.
going
Everybody
on.
has
And then,
a job.
let's be real. We're all not talking about the most important part of this. They get into the elevator and their argument continues.
Oh, yeah,
and they
and
get interrupted by our favorite guy who
He's
walks
like, hey
in.
guys, did you think about my
My-
suggestion for elevator music?
And then Mercer's like, you know what? No. Why don't you just get it done?
Why don't
Yeah, he's
you
like,
take
make
a
that
lead
your
tra-
project.
Make
The guy's
that
like,
your
cool.
project.
Cool, I'll do that.
And he like takes it mad serious and he gets up. I just had to say that was worth mentioning. So then we see they get out, they go to the shuttle bay. The two species are kind of arguing. Somebody like pulls a knife. Alara disarms him. He's like, okay, here's what Mercer. It goes, here's what we did to accommodate both of your species, blah, blah, blah. You get, like, sea salt and baths and shit. You get special kind of food.
It's like the unique taste and luxury lives that each race wants.
And then they're like, yeah, this is, well, we appreciate it. And it makes it look like good. The peace talks are going good. Everything looks good.
Not that they're going good.
Well,
they haven't had it, but
you're
they're
right.
like, they're
he gets
preparing
them to be, like,
them
open
to, like...
to it. He gets them to agree to doing it.
The whole point is this, is that at the end of the day, with the artifact, when they find out whatever DNA is on it, with the archaeologist, that means that person, that race gets to stay on the planet and the other race has to leave. Now, what they want to do is, prior to having this final result, is the fleet and the whole starship fleet, whatever, Star Trek people, Orville, they want to
establish peace so that both species can stay on the planet, best case scenario.
So you have your basic Mercer going like, hey guys, I got a better idea. How about we all go to our places, we all take a breather, get a drink, everybody's nice, and then we sit down and have a conversation. And at the end of the day,
just
if it
to
doesn't
say
work,
we tried.
Yeah, just to say we did it. Just for shits and giggles, and if it doesn't work, y'all can kill each other.
And then, room service is free, the minibars on the house, and go bananas on the M&Ms. And then he leaves.
Which I think, to be honest, I think that's like something, that's a point, because not a lot of open places let you have like a lot of the mints or the M&Ms. I'm just saying.
Okay, we're gonna. So we then see Kelly and Alara walk into a room.
I've been refused a couple times.
And Kelly starts to explain kind of like what happened. Scars. And then Kelly kind of like, I looked into his eyes and I forgot how gorgeous he is. And Alara's like, wait, him? Really? Him? He's hot? And then she's like,
really his white eyes and his blue skin. Oh, it's so ridiculous.
And then it's kind of like, and then she's like, I mean, we painted our bathroom with those colors once. And then
she's like, I guess it was nice.
Well, her
and
mother.
then Alara kind of like mildly calls her out on fucking up by missing the delegates, and Kelly's like, nah, it doesn't make a difference. It all worked out. It's okay. So let's talk about Zarulio more. And she's like really fawning over him.
No. And then, of course, right after they're talking about Zarulio, she turns around and goes like, so, should I get bangs? Like, complete 16-year-old conversation just going from one to another. And it's just like, this point, I don't even know if it's... Is it this is how she gets?
No,
or
you're kind of left with like the sense that something's obviously weird.
Yeah, something strange.
Definitely going on. Then
strange things.
So then we see Mercer and Malloy in the room, and he's venting.
Who am I to disagree?
Are you trying to sing Marilyn Manson?
Well,
which is the Eurythmics?
I think it's Marilyn Manson.
It's not a Marilyn Manson song.
But there's another one from
Did you not know that?
A girl.
I didn't know that. There was a cover.
There's another song.
No, Sweet Dreams. The Marilyn Manson version is a cover.
But what's the original?
Yeah, Sweet Dreams is a chick.
Sweet
isn't
Dreams
it?
by the Eurythmics.
Did you say Strange Dreams?
Sweet dreams.
I think I said strange things.
Anyway, that's why I said
strange things.
He said strange things are made of these. So I was like, that was a little crossover.
Hashtag 90s Manson, K. Yo,
so
Charles Manson is dying.
Yeah, that happens. Yes. So then we
He's
see
on his deathbed.
Yes. So then we see Mercer and Malloy in the room, and Malloy's Mercer's venting at Malloy. Malloy's trying to like rationalize, but you can't really stop her from doing shit. Blah blah blah. And then he tries to like focus on getting like Mercer to calm down, and then Mercer's like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm firing him without the fuck it.
Wait. Okay, go on.
And then Mercer storms in and is like, pack up your shit, you're fired. And Dorelio kind of ignores him and is like, hey, check out this cool thing.
No. He doesn't ignore him.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, he acknowledges everything, and this is where I want to talk about Dorelio for a minute. Dorelio seems to be that peaceful, honest dude. Where again, we had this conversation off camera where the development that Dorelio's going through right now, it's kind of like, look, I acknowledge
he's zen.
He's
super freaking zen about everything.
Yeah, he's super zen. But that zenness is basically triggering Mercer right now.
The fact that he slept with his ex-wife again while they were trying to do some shit.
I just feel like Dorelio's very zen about the situation, so he handles it and he goes, okay.
What's triggering Mercer?
He hasn't triggered Mercer with that. He says, come take a look at the results and let's discuss the situation. Then he comes over and he touches Mercer, if you want to talk about the subtle triggering.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, he would have triggered Mercer.
No. I'm saying that
Hashtag
before
spoilers.
before that, there is a little squabble where he's like, "You're out right now. Get out, like as of right now." And then the Derulio's like, "Okay, if that's what you want, I understand." He's kind of giving into it, and then he clearly states, he's like, "You have every right to be mad." And then Mercer's like, "Well, yeah. What do you mean I have every right?" Or is that the part before?
You're totally mixing the two parts.
Okay, my bad.
No, anyway. So then, as I was saying, he calls him over so he can get close to him again, because as we know, proximity is the key thing we're looking for in this triggering of his... Anyway.
Okay, y'all are talking about triggering to mean two different things, A, and B, y'all are spoiling shit.
I know.
So, stuffu.
I know, I'm just rolling with it. So then he calls
Shut
him
the
over.
fuck up, really?
Yeah.
And
Really?
Yeah.
So anyway, then he's... Yeah, really? Come
Yeah.
on, Chris.
He
Everyone knows
said
that.
staffu. Like,
No,
he
he
actually
didn't.
said it. Not even like STFU. Like,
Did he?
I would spell
I
it.
said
Okay,
stuffu.
okay. So then, basically, he comes over to Derulio. They kind of summarize what's happening with the work and stuff. He gets closer, and then Mercer just kind of like flips into like flirting and all this other
No.
shit.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
how about we get a drink?
You
How
literally.
about we get a drink?
How is that any different than what I just said?
No,
So-
I went, oh, how about we get a drink? I'm acting out Mercer's instant flip.
Yeah,
My
he
bad.
basically starts like
No, but
he
it's
straight
more-
up asks the guy on a date.
But it's more than that. It starts with his face and it rolls into it, and there's some
You're right.
conversation that leads up to that moment. Freaking guy, man. And then
It's not that much conversation, to be fair.
it's a couple of sentences. Like, it takes about 20 seconds to play out. It's not just, hey, want to have a drink, instantaneous. They're chit chatting a little bit. That's all
Anyway,
I'm
so
trying to
high
say.
school flirting happens.
And then
He's like, he
then
looks
he's
back
like,
a couple times.
oh my gosh, groovy. Oh, I never say groovy. Blah, blah. And then like you just see Derulio kind of looking a little weird about it. Like, is he hitting on me? Do I like this? Like, you just see that going on, and Mercer just doesn't even realize he's doing it, I guess. But it's really a great scene, and it was funny. Then someone in a fancy dress appears. We're talking like fancy-ass blue dress. And then it turns out to be Claire. And then she went over to Yaphet's apartment, and she like walks in and wants to fuck.
Super sexy and like...
Okay, I have to interject a couple of things here.
How
First
he
of all-
sleeps.
First of all, this pays homage to a specific episode, I believe, of Deep Space Nine, where Loxana, Troy, and Otto kind of get more intimate, and he shows her his bucket and shit like that.
I don't know who any of those
That's
people
okay.
are.
They'll know who it is. And something I completely missed, and I feel a little ashamed, is that the actress who plays the doctor lady is the same chick who played Cassidy Yates on Deep Space Nine, and I'm just tripping, and I was like,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So she's on both shows.
Yeah, so
I
she-
don't
she actually
like
was- anyway,
her as
I
an
don't care.
actress.
I like her as an actress, but I just wanted to throw it out there. I can't believe I missed that shit.
My only exposure to her is through this show.
That's fine.
And she's the only one that like bothers me.
That's okay. That doesn't
I don't
change
know
the
how you
fact that
guys
she
feel.
was on Deep
Anyway,
Space Nine.
so Claire goes
And
into
then-
Yaphet's
and then he like
apartment,
sprawls
and then-
out into like this like
This,
so he's
like-
got like this box thing, like, and it's got like a depth of like that, and he like
Yeah,
gets
what
it
does he
and
say?
just,
He's like, it's great at the end of the day to just
It's like
cool
that
out.
big.
Like what he says is classic.
It's
And then he
just
just like he's like a pool of
Yeah,
jelly
he's
in
like,
the bed,
oh, it
like,
just feels good to spread out after
Yeah,
a long
I
day's
guess,
work,
yeah.
as he just fills up this freaking this thick
and
of
then
like.
she like walks over and she's like, Yaphet, do you want me to like kiss me? And he like does, and then
And
he's
then
like,
his
It's
lips
so
like rise off the
weird.
jelly and like
Yeah.
that's
And
how
he's
they
like,
kiss.
why'd you change your mind? She's like, forget about that. And he's like, want to go for a swim? And it's
Well, not
just-
only that, you forgot the part
Just
where
like,
like his girlfriend or mother became his brother. There was a part.
Oh yeah, you
They're
find out that
talking,
his
they're
his species reproduces by
mitosis.
By mitosis.
meaning that the mother splits. You
They're
guys saw
basically
in the
cells.
episode.
They
Yeah.
split.
And so that was
So
fun.
like she used to be my mom. Now she's my brother.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's interesting. I like imagine that. Seth MacFarlane, you did good in terms of creative shits. Then Mercer
good, Seth.
invites Malloy into the room, and he inquires into like Malloy's like how to go with Derulio. Only Mercer's kind of like he's a cool guy. He's staying. Malloy, I'm gonna go meet him for drinks, and Malloy's like.
And he's like trying on jackets and
Malloy's
like putting perfume
you're
on.
meeting him for
Yeah.
drinks. It's and then Mercer's like it's not like we're getting married or anything. And he puts on his ugly jacket, and Mercer's like, I want to have some good style, you know? He's got some good style. And Malloy's like,
I didn't know you were
you're really
like...
into him.
And he's like, I didn't know that you were... I mean, there's no problem if you are, but I didn't know that you...
Mercer's like, so what if I am? And Malloy's like,
why
I
labels?
didn't know you were... Mercer's like, then he goes on about the labels.
Like,
why do you mean labels?
Why labels? Why do we got to label
The best part of
things?
this is like, why do we even call a box a box? And then and
it's like,
Malloy's like, because words make it easier. And then Mercer's like,
not for the box.
The box might want to be whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna be like, so do you want to bang Derulio? Bang, be bang labels, this and that. And it's just
Banged, beat bagged. It doesn't matter.
Then as he's walking out, he's like, are you gonna be up later? Because I'm gonna want to call you.
Really?
Yeah, he said that. And that was amazing.
Wow.
And then Lamar and Alara are kind of discussing how weird all of this is. Lamar's like, the whole ship's
They're on the
drugs.
bridge.
Oh,
like...
but at the same... No.
Oh, they're in the caf.
no, yeah.
But
they're talking about her, though. They're not talking about him.
No, they're talking about...
They're talking about Kelly.
They're talking about Kelly, and then...
Lamar's like, the whole ship's on drugs.
Malloy... No,
this,
this was first. This is before anything.
Well, yeah, they're talking about Kelly
But they're in cafeteria.
Yes, and the whole talking about Kelly part's like a line or sentence, and then he's like, look around, everyone's on drugs.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then after they go, and then what? And then they go to the bridge.
Then Mercer walks in and waves at Derulio, because this is
Yes.
the whole scene.
No. The other
You're
ships
right.
fucking...
You're right. No, you're right. The alien guy shows
Yeah.
up first, and it's like, why have we been ignored? Blah, 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 blah. Then Mercer walks in, and he's like, look, the captain's there, and he's like, at Derulio in the back, and Derulio's kind of like, yeah, it's just kind of
And then
like...
fucking Supreme Overlord of Aliens kind of
like-
confronts him, and he's like, yo, peace talks. What the fuck?
And he's like, yeah, whatever.
Like, I gotta go sex.
And yeah, that's basically what's going on. And then Mercer blows him off. Then Mercer sees Kelly's there. Kelly kind of starts glaring at him. Derulio is engaged in like this deep conversation, etc. And Mercer's kind of like Kelly kind of like invites herself into the date that they're now having. And he's like, you know what?
Why was Kelly there in the first place? Is my question.
Because Kelly obviously wants to bang Derulio too.
I understand that, but why was Kelly there? Like,
I'll give it to you, because as he's pointed out in many of our previous episodes, Seth MacFarlane has gone out of his way to just insert things to make his story work, and it's to make the story work. They wanted to create what happens next, the clear competition between Mercer and Kelly to go after Derulio. So that's why Kelly was there, so that the story could happen in that direction. No?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it fits with the narrative of what happens after, so she's there. Derulio's like, whatever, we'll make this a three-way. You can see it in his head. He wanted to hit both at the same time. And they're kind of like competing for his attention. And it kind of got lost in my notes. And she's kind of like, she realizes that Mercer's macking on him and like calls him, because Derulio goes to get drinks. And she calls him on
wait a second, you're wearing the same shit you used to wear with me.
You plucked your eyebrows.
Yeah.
You're saying the same shit the same way. And then she calls him on it, and it's like, game on. And honestly, it was a very funny scene.
She's like, you're not his type.
Yeah, that happened. So then Alara is like, the other alien group's coming the bridge, and Bortus kind of mitigates the situation from the bridge. And then Bortus is like, where the fuck are they?
Well, hold on. They have both, Bortus has both guys there talking, and he's kind of just like being very...
No, this is still over the intercom at this point.
He doesn't...
No, this is over the intercom.
Okay.
And then...
but he is trying to mediate the situation as best he can.
But there is a situation like he's
later
talking
on
about.
But he's talking to them over comms.
So the part where they're both there comes later on.
Okay.
And then he hangs up with them. He's like, don't worry, the captain is on his way. Like, I know exactly where he is, yada, yada, yada. And then he like hangs up. He's like, where the fuck?
And then he's like, Alara and Malay kind of bring up how Ed and Kelly seem to both want to like bang Derulio. And then Isaac drops a proper line. Your statement is confusing. Has Captain Mercer entered Derulio in some way?
Oh yeah,
Because
Malloy goes, Mercer seems to be into him.
Yeah, he keeps saying into, and Isaac is like, what does that mean? Does that mean he wants to enter?
Where's the part?
Chris, we're going through the episode as it happened. You know what's going to come later on, so wait for it to come like it's the show.
That's what she said.
I'm lost.
Alara goes into the med lab after, opens the door, and then is like, okay, because then at the end of that previous scene, the kids show up and are like, yo, Mom's been in
our mom?
She's been in her office all day and won't answer it. See? And then Alara goes into the med lab, opens up the door, and sees Yaphet just like all over Claire. But she's just like standing there, and it's just this
groaning, like,
green slime thing all around her, and she's just like
She's naked.
and
Did we say
moaning.
she was naked?
Yeah, they're banging.
Like,
And like,
Well, no.
basically,
This
his
is-
version of banging is he, like,
Engulfs
engulfs you like soup.
you don't know what's
Or
going
like
on
jelly.
under there. He could be
You
penetrating
know exactly
her.
what's going on under there. He's,
Well-
he's in all the holes, for sure. He's fucking,
Like,
like...
he's
do what
just
he
all
wants.
up in everywhere.
Yeah, you know that's
You're
how this
left
guy
there,
gets down.
and then yeah.
And you see it. It's just gross. But it's funny.
Well, it's not like too graphic. It's just a green blob around, and your imagination fills the blanks. Then Claire kind of walks in and is like, privacy and da-da-da. And Alara points out how like unrealistic this situation is, how
The fact
Claire,
that, yeah.
Claire shouldn't love him.
Or the
And
fact
then-
that she hated him like
yeah, and
3
then
hours
Claire's
ago.
like, I finally let my guard down, and it's amazing now that I got to know him, and da-da-da. Then Bortus lets her know that like these ambassadors are so fed up they're calling in like warships over the intercom. So she's like, look, Claire, I got to go deal with the situation.
But you stay.
And then Yaphet walks out. It's like, hey, I want round 2.
And
And
she's
then
like,
Alara's
no,
like,
you
something's
stay the
fucked up.
fuck.
You go back to your room, lock yourself in. You are to have no contact with Claire. You can't talk to her, blah, blah, blah. He's like, why not? The jelly wants what the jelly wants. I can't do his voice. I don't care. And then then she's like, because I said so, go. And then he just kind of goes.
Which Alara had fun saying that. I think that as
it
the
shows
20-year-old.
Well, I think it just shows growth from like the previous time where she was in a similar situation.
I agree.
She is now
I
capable
agree.
of being in charge.
But
when
I
duty
think that
calls.
like every other kid that grows up and having to be told by their parents or authority like because I said so, I think she had a little bit of fun being able to
Chris,
say it.
see, that's the thing. Nobody likes actually having to say it in that moment. It's annoying. That's what I'm gonna say there. I don't even think even your first time. It's kind of like when you don't really have a reason. You're like, I don't have time to explain this. Just fucking go. I mean, yeah, she enjoys the fact that she's finally responsible enough to do it. But nobody, in my opinion, in my experience, people don't really enjoy being in that moment. It's annoying.
Next.
Yes, and if you hate how much not so linear this episode is, let us know in the comments. We're fucking around
This
and
episode
experimenting.
specifically?
Yeah, we're a little less on the story in this one.
Are we?
I mean, we're at like 46 minutes. We're still a bit to go.
Holy shit.
So like that's what I'm saying. We're like taking our time here. Really,
There's a
let
chair
us know.
in front of me, guys.
Yeah, relax. So just let us know in the comments. We're trying to grow and evolve and try out shit. So
Yo, this chair is so comfortable.
relax. Derulio is now working on trying to resolve it all, and Kelly is just kind of like flirting with him. And then Mercer shows up with a picnic basket with like rosé and all sorts of other stuff. And then he's got banana bread. And then Kelly's like, wait, that's the same meal I made you. And he's like, fuck your banana bread.
He's
my
like, no,
banana.
this isn't your dry ass banana bread.
And then Derulio kind of is like, and then Kelly's
I
like,
don't know what that was.
but we have a movie date we're supposed to go. And then Derulio kind of picks Ed over Kelly. Then Lara walks in and is like, I need you to deal with these delegates. And then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess we should probably go and go deal with this now. And they both kind of like, come see me later in my
Typical
quarters.
Peter and Lois, dude.
Come see me in my quarters. And then Alara's like, I need to speak to you, Derulio. And Alara is like, dude, what the fuck's going on? And then we finally find out about the pheromones and the touching and all of that shit. We finally now
Like,
know.
it's been pretty obvious.
But what we acknowledge, yeah, it was really obvious. But the part that we realize is he's also high on this shit. Like,
Yeah.
he's abnormal, and it's really normal.
Like,
And
basically what it is his species goes through heat, like 4 or 5 days out of the year, every year. And during that time, if they touch anyone, they transfer a pheromone that makes that person automatically fall
In love.
madly in love.
like
madly in
real love,
with-
not like
with-
fake
with
love,
them.
for a period of time.
Yeah.
And then
And he's like super high, so
but
just like,
then we
bro,
also
like, chill out.
find out that in his culture it's rude to turn down sex. So we get this like perspective shift.
We found that out earlier, actually.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah,
but that's an interesting point to bring up because it's the perspective shift again. It's like saying, well, why would I think this would be wrong? If somebody says have sex with me, it's rude of me not to do it. But he says it so genuinely, like where it's not like he's trying to cop out. It's like abnormal to him that you would want to say no to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it comes in his head.
And Rob Lowe is still amazing all through the episode.
Yeah, and then so I lost my train of thought.
So then she's like,
but then we
planning some
find
more
out
and
that
stuff.
there's then we're back on the bridge and we find out that there's this specific plan of putting the force field or like to take the shield and like put it up as a barrier between the two alien ships.
Which
Hang on.
I just
we
wanna-
haven't said that the two alien, we see them like they're
Yeah,
there.
so the
two
fleets are
alien
there.
fleets.
And
I
then they're
just
gonna.
want to touch a little bit upon this. No, finish.
What is it about this?
Yeah, it's about all of this.
Okay.
I feel like how putting up the barrier in front of the ships that are about to go head to head from both of the fleets, it's kind of like nobody wants to own up and take charge of this situation at hand, and they're just trying to find ways to keep.
Well, that is
prolonging it.
literally the situation. That
Because
is-
the captain isn't there.
because they can't.
And they'll
they can't
only
resolve-
listen to the captain.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think there's any hidden symbolism. They're buying time because they have no other choice but to buy time.
Well, okay,
It's
I
not about
understand,
owning
I
up. In fact,
understand.
Bordis and Alara have done everything they can to own up and handle the
Right.
situation.
Owning up wasn't the word. I was just trying to connect it to, like, it seems like whenever there's big things that happen in the world like this, people are always just trying to prolong finding an end result or whatever.
Genuinely don't think that that's the point of what happened with that.
But did you pull that out of this?
If you did,
Let
if
us
you
know.
guys felt the same way as Chris, let us know if your imaginations took you,
You can
there.
do it.
See, yeah.
No, I only have 3.
You haven't
And-
done it once though.
I did it once
He's
already.
done
Did
it.
you? Okay.
Anyway, I that
In
was
this
just,
episode?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shit
he
might
did.
be.
Anyway, it's I don't care.
Alright, well, I'm gonna do it. All
Then,
over the fucking place. Let us know in the comments.
Kelly.
Let's do.
So yeah, then Then Alara basically starts to call him on it, and it's like, look, if So then we find out, Yaphet is needed. To make this thing appear between the fleets. Yaphet is needed to basically get into the tight spaces and do the things,
Yeah.
but it's really easy and quick. And then
You already got into the tight spaces, if you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
And then,
Add robots.
Lara is kind of like,
Fuck.
basically like flat out looks at Derulio at that point and is like, listen, if this war breaks out and shit, this shit is all on you. And all of this is kind of playing out at the same time. And then Kelly and Mercer are still bickering as they get into an elevator and there is some music playing. Pretty cliche elevator music. So Mercer's like gloating like crazy. He's on fucking cloud 9. He's like, you know what? You can't even say anything to me. I'm so happy, blah, 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 blah. And then the dude walks in again. And
He's
he's
just
like,
kind of silent. He's like, did you guys notice the music?
yeah, Kelly's
I
like,
did it.
what? Is that how you do? You ride the elevator up and down all day? Get out, blah, blah, blah. And then Mercer's just like,
Because the guy's got super hurt feelings face on now.
and then Mercer's like, it's okay. You're good. You're good. And then like, you're all good, man. And then they go to the conference room and they call him out on like ignoring them. They're bickering and they're bickering and then bickering. And Mercer's like, okay, guys, stop.
I met
I
someone.
just had to tell you, I met the most amazing man. And he just kind of goes in and they just look at him like, are you fucking shitting me? And then they're just like, this is like a mockery and a sham, blah, blah, blah. It's
And
not
he's like,
working.
you know when you're in the beginnings of that relationship and you can't help but just tell everybody, like, that's where I am.
And then Mercer, like, as they continue bickering and they're like, we're about to go to war, you know what? I have a date. And he just gets, up, and leaves. And then Kelly is just like, actually just speechless. Like, I don't even know how to handle that. So yeah, then they go into the med lab and we find out that like Alara's there with the blue guy and that there's no like record of this pheromone shit happening at all and he's just kind of like, well, what do you want me to say? He's just kind of like not there. And then Alara kind of confines him to quarters and just says, get the fuck out, whatever. And then the fleet kind of shows up on the bridge. They try to like raise the deflectors. There's the big standoff. So this is where like the ambassadors are at the fleet, but the ambassadors now show up on the bridge. They raise their deflectors in general. The fleet's outside. There's this big standoff. They ask, where is the captain? And then again,
they're also like, they're exchanging words like, I will not stop, or we will not stop until all the bodies are broken, blah, 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 blah. Like.
And then in Mercer's quarters, Derulio and Mercer are kind of like there post-sex. He's like, I'm not here, don't answer.
Yeah, because Bordis is calling them.
Yeah. And then Kelly is like, in the next scene, he tries to call Kelly, and she's just sitting there crying, eating chocolate and shit.
And the sappiest song is playing.
Yeah.
Like,
And then Durulio is kind of pointing out to Mercer how like the fleets are kind of gonna destroy each other, and he's not on a bridge, and he should really be there.
And Mercer's like, I don't care about that right now.
Yeah, I am in control of your fine-toned physique and shit. And then on the bridge, really, I want us to stop for a second. It's really noteworthy how you can see for the first time in this whole episode that Durulio may actually realize that his pheromones are creating actual consequences outside of just good sex, and it's just a good time,
like,
you know?
war is about to happen.
And he can't even be, like, he's not even taking it seriously. Then we're on the bridge, and the ambassadors are ignoring Bordes, and they're all like, y'all are useless. Bordes orders that they're like he's like, make your people stand down. Just make them fucking stand down. We don't want war. Blah blah blah. And Bordes then orders their communication devices taken from them, and they're confined to quarters. And then they want to bring up the fake barrier. It happens now, and Yaphet was like, with Yaphet it would be quick. Durulio shows up and has an idea, and his idea, we don't know what it is yet. So then more of like the fleet stuff is happening at night. Yaphet's now on his way to like engineering, and then Claire shows up looking like this jilted and like scorned lover holding a fucking gun. Like, why did you never call? Like, why did you never? Like, why did I left you like 95 messages?
She's like heartbroken.
It's like, I used to call you on my cell phone.
I just want to make one thing clear though.
Yeah.
Claire was there when Alara basically yelled at
No,
Yaphet.
she was like around the corner, not paying attention.
Okay.
And then he's like, but I wasn't, but I have to, but she doesn't let him go. She's just holding him at gunpoint. Then the fleets kind of start like firing on each other, and he calls down to engineering, and we find out that Yaphet never showed up. Then Alara and Durulio walk in and are asking permissions to open up communications, and Bordes is like, huh? But then the ambassadors walk in, holding hands, clearly in love with each other. Evidently, Durulio interfered.
Cute.
And then they have this giant, grandiose, corny-ass, cheesy speech about how they like everyone should stand down and go home. And we found something more over here. We can tell them, no, wait, I don't want them to find out before my parents. Stop, you're gonna make me tear up. And then they start making out in the middle of the bridge. Just these two aliens that have spent the whole freaking episode talking about killing each other and all that other stuff. So
old men, like two like stoic.
But that's
old,
what I'm saying. Is like, is this really old men, or is it just? Are we gonna think aliens? Like,
well, they're like the grand whatever of
they're
their
like
species.
all ambassador type guys.
Like,
you know?
they've
like,
lived a life. You know what
exactly.
I mean? Like,
And
these are like
these are
old
not
dudes.
the kinds of guys that just fall in love and start making out in the middle of a bridge. In the same way that Mercer and Kelly typically aren't that bad, you know? Mm-hmm. And then the fleets disengage and go home. And then Mercer's being scammed by the doctor a little bit later on. She's not.
Like, you're okay.
And she's like not looking forward to seeing Yaphet. Nurse
Which makes
Guy.
sense.
Then Mercer's like, we're gonna put a commendation in your file, Nurse Guy. And Nurse Guy's like, nah, it was easy. We just did this, that, and the hard part was doing this, that, the next thing. And he's just like, I don't need this commendation. And then we cut over to the last scene where Mercer walks in and Kelly is just like let's never bring this up. And Mercer's like, good, I'm happy you feel that way. They start to discuss the planet and shit because it turns out and then like, how are we gonna deal with this problem once the love juice wears off? Then Durulio shows up and they're kind of like, get the fuck out. There's a ship waiting, and Durulio's like, okay, good news. There's a common ancestor between like the two people. So basically, these two species come from the same common back in the day ancestors, so they both have rights to the planet.
Kind of like how the Protoss and the Zerg come from the same.
Do they really?
They come from the.
I don't.
Somebody help me.
So I know enough about StarCraft to know what you're
StarCraft.
talking about, but not enough to know enough. And then
The Zelnaga
yeah.
owned it.
Good job,
All right,
Sid.
go.
So then, as Durulio's about to leave, Kelly asked him if this was the same thing that happened when she banged him last year, and then he kind of like looks and like, he doesn't really answer it definitively. And then Mercer and Kelly have a look, and Syd, please, we've waited all episode to hear your triggered ass go.
I mean, it's just, it bothered me because I liked Durulio's development, like, throughout the episode, how he turned in from, like, this hippie who was just like, well, worst comes to worst, we all have great sex, to, like, understanding, like, oh, shit, I may have just caused a war. Yo, guy who's under my spell, you should, like, go do something about that.
Go be responsible.
But this whole season, I've liked the arc of like Kelly and Mercer learning to work with each other again after she cheated on him for legitimate reasons. He's had to come to terms with the fact that maybe he wasn't around, maybe he wasn't a good husband. She's had to come to terms with the fact like maybe I did the wrong thing, but like this is what I want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then all of a sudden to just have this like cop out. Hang on, hold up, son. Just have this cop out of like, oh, you were under mind control, and they just look at each other, and it's like, I really hope they don't just get back together again. Like, I hope there's some kind of consequence still. I hope they have to deal with like real character development instead of just like having that ripped away and just like, oh, it was mind control.
I don't
We're
think
fine.
it was. I think they left it ambiguous on purpose because there is no definitiveness. He now has like, I think it's maybe going to start like the long run is going to be to like get them together, and maybe now he's going to maybe look at this with like he fell for Derulio too, so you know like there's some connection.
That's interesting because. One, I didn't think about it. Mercer did fall for Derulio, so now there's like Mercer also knows. Like Mercer's also like, thinking, sure. Right? So there's that, but two.
But it takes away. First off, it takes away Kelly's entire motivation, which she staunchly defended.
But
for multiple episodes for cheating on Mercer.
No, I don't think so. Because
I'm gonna chime in here. I gotta put it out. So when she's talking to Alara in the middle of the episode, it just hit me. She made it very clear that this was different, and that the last time wasn't like this, and they were describing the passion and stuff between them. But so what that leads me to believe is that it wasn't actually the last time, because my theory is this, that the last time was not under the influence of these hormones. It was based on all these things.
I hope not. I hope that comes. I'll be happy if that
Because I think that's what happened, and I think they dropped the little hints like that to make it clear that this time something was weird and different.
Again,
right?
sci-fi rules, once a year for 4 or 5 days. It was a year ago. Like,
I'm just saying, it was approximately.
But I still think that it's still going to play a big role in the character development. And honestly, if they kind of just have them get back together, I don't want to watch it anymore. I think you guys are like, you guys are selling this short. Seth hasn't misplayed yet. We understand.
Why are we going to make it sound like he's misplaying?
I'm saying that, like, look, there is an aspect here where there's...
I don't like the end for where it seems like it's taking the show. I also, to me, this episode kind of, and I like the episode. It was funny, right? Like I like this episode for the same reason I like an episode of Family Guy.
It was a filler one.
I've felt like, you know, the show has kind of been towing that line between like a dramedy and a comedy, and he hasn't quite found a way to like address those really, really serious subjects without kind of a cop out yet.
But
I just keep waiting for it to happen. I'm hoping it does.
And
I don't know if this is just gonna rip that away.
I don't think that I agree with you entirely. I think that yes, this is a very weak ending, but like I totally don't think that it was a.
Like I'm not gonna bring the Rudolph
I like the
thing
blend
back
that they're
up
having.
again.
That was amazing.
But the Rudolph thing.
That was just amazing. I just think that they're gonna leave it. They made it look like it's a certain thing, but I think it's to make you go, "Oh, I don't want him to do that," because Seth knows what's up. He's gonna come and drop some proper shit on us.
Will he?
I think so. I think that I am so happy we're still watching this.
Can he steer a drama in the right direction?
Yeah,
he can. He can.
Because basically this is how I look at it, right? So we had the first 8 episodes to establish all the characters. This was kind of a 9th episode to now move the global plot and create a new like twist, right? Which is gonna change the new character shift as we build up to the finale. And the rest of the episodes from this point on are going to be significantly more serious and interesting because there was like 3 left, 4 left.
Anyway, I'm a little less on board after this episode. Again, I'm still not like.
I'm totally sold.
I know you are.
I mean, at this point, like every show has a filler episode here or there around season. Like it's not like completely uncommon.
Sure, but it's the story impacting move that was made at the end of the episode.
But I don't think that it was like so. You're making it sound like it was a definitive. This is gonna happen next, and I'm saying
I hope
I don't think it's gonna be like that. First of all, like
I think that Mercer and Kelly need to have a really long conversation to address the situation. I think that's what's gonna come up next.
I think it's gonna come in to be able to. So let's say that the gray zone was like this. I think they thinned the gray zone out or made it grayer. I think they're gonna have more tangents, more potential for conversations about. So like she'll be like, but now you know I was under this, and then Mercer's like, you know what? I still can't get over that, even though like there's so much potential for how this could just keep going and make it even more complicated instead of having to be cheesy and boring. That's what I'm trying to say.
But you know what'd be really cool?
Look,
you guys could let us know in the comments down below what you guys think is going to end up happening.
So I guess,
and
thank you for watching.
Don't spoil
Thank
episode
you.
10. I'm watching it tonight.
Thank
Yeah,
you. We
don't
really
do that.
appreciate it. Again, let us know if this was a little too unfocused for you or if you'd prefer us to be a little more linear. It's longer. It's probably the longest one we've done, so let us know. And because it's so long, I'm just going to say bye, thanks, comment below. Peace.
Bye, guys.